no sé cómo empezar. Hey, muy buenas a todos. Aquí estamos en un nuevo video para el canal y en este caso vamos a jugar Slay the Princess, que es un juego que un amigo me lleva meses, sin mentir, meses jodiendo para jugarlo. Así que, vamos a jugarlo. Advertencias sobre el contenido. Este es un juego de terror y no está dirigido a todos los tipos de público. Para obtener una lista de todas las advertencias sobre el contenido, visita bla bla bla. Slay the Princess utiliza efectos visuales intermitentes y el efecto parallax, que en casos poco frecuentes han provocado que algunos jugadores sufran mareos. Si alguno de estos efectos te ha causado un problema de salud, puedes desactivarlos desde la opción del juego. Ok. Sin importar los horrores que encuentres en la oscuridad, ten valor y sigue adelante. No hay finales prematuros, no hay decisiones equivocadas, solo hay perspectivas novedosas y comienzos nuevos. Esta es una historia de amor. ¿Ah, sí? Bueno, le mandamos a una nueva partida, ¿no? Capítulo 1. El héroe y la princesa.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
No sé si traducirlo o no, porque como que ya lo está hablando él y que lo hable yo es medio XD.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
¿Por qué? No, ¿qué es esto? No, ¿por qué hay tantas opciones? El fin del mundo, ¿de qué hablas? ¿No has pensado que tal vez la única razón por la que quiere acabar con el mundo es porque la encerraron? Pero matar a una princesa estaría mal, ¿no crees? ¿No puede hacerlo alguien más? Olvídalo, no pienso hacerlo. ¿No has pensado que tal vez a mí me agrada la idea de que se acabe el mundo? ¿Cómo? ¿Recibiré alguna recompensa por hacer esto? Ah, bien, gracias por decirme qué hacer. Genial, siempre quise asesinar a un miembro de la realeza. ¡Viva la revolución! ¡No! Continuar en silencio hacia la cabaña, dar media vuelta e irte. No, ¿qué son estas opciones? ¿El fin
I'm
del mundo de
talking
qué
about
hablas?
the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Pero ¿cómo es que una princesa que está encerrada en un sótano puede acabar con el mundo? No iré a matarla si no me dices por qué es peligrosa. ¿Piensas alguna forma de probar eso? ¿No has pensado que tal vez la única razón por la que quiere acabar con el mundo es porque la encerraron? Pero matar a una princesa estaría... bla, bla, esto lo leímos. Mira, iré a la cabaña a hablar con ella y si es tan mala como dices, quizás considera aniquilarla. Pero no me comprometo a nada, hasta que haya tenido la oportunidad de conocerla cara a cara. ¿De acuerdo? ¿Me convences? ¿Acabas con esto? Ah, bien, gracias por decirme qué hacer. Nos da más de una opción y como que tiene un efecto de 3D de dibujo.
Look,
Esto.
you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
¿Y si no quiero?
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out, which she will unless you do something about it.
De acuerdo, entonces ¿qué pasa si se escapa? Quiero más detalles. ¿No has pensado que tal vez la única razón por la que quiere acabar el mundo es porque la encerraron?
While I appreciate
Si
the
bien me agrada
mental
analizar
exercise, we are
es
running up
tiempo
against a
premio.
bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
No, esto no va a acabar hasta que le diga que sí, ¿verdad? Pero matar a una princesa, no puedo hacerlo a alguien más. Olvídalo, no pienso hacerlo. Has pensado que tal vez me agrada. Recibir una recompensa.
Does it?
Eso, a ver.
Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Oh, ok. No sé si seguir hablándole. ¿No has pensado que tal vez se me haga la idea? Esto no lo voy a decir en primer lugar. Pero decirlo no tampoco. Olvida, no. No sé si. A ver. No quiero decirle sí, pero. Bueno, hay que avanzar con la historia. Pero tampoco quiero decirle esto. Olvida, no pienso hacerlo. No puede hacerlo alguien más. ¿Qué
The
pasa si
more
se escapa?
specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
Vamos a decirle esto.
And I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking.
No, ¿qué dice? Pretendemos... ignóralo, no sabe de qué habla. No puedo hacer nada alrededor, ¿no?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
A ver, depende, porque si la agarro y la tengo en la mano, no quiero tenerla. Ahora, si la agarro y me la voy a guardar, ahí sí quiero tenerla. Por si acaso. Pero, claro, acá no me va a especificar eso. Entramos sin daga y listo. A puño será si nos pasa algo.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
No, otra vez. Perdón, voy a tocar mi mano del mouse. El aire que te recibe es denso y húmedo. Percibes el hedor de podredumbre de la madera antigua. Si la princesa realmente tiene que vivir aquí, aniquilarla sería hacerle un favor.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Well.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Solo vine a ver cómo estás. Estoy aquí para salvarte. Estoy aquí para salvar. Mentir. ¿Por qué hay dos? Una literalmente la otra. Porque lo hicimos con otra intención nada más. Hola, creo que estoy aquí para aniquilarte. Continuar bajando las escaleras. Hola. Solo vine a ver cómo estás.
It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
¿Dónde pongo la cámara? Para. Vale, le di clic por el siguiente.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Intentemos sacar el final bueno si se puede. Soy jugador de Undertale, me encanta sacar rutas pacifistas.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Ah, no?
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
Es
You
muy
attempt to
linda.
make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the
Dijo el
task
título.
is done. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Bueno, habrá que
You
volver.
make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
El narrador será una voz
I
en su
heard the door
cabeza.
slam.
O sea, será el mismo
They
hablando en su
locked
cabeza
you
porque
down
tienen la
here
misma
too,
voz.
didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
¿Por qué cambió? ¿Por qué cambió la música? No me digas que ya hice algo mal. Por favor, no.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use...
O podríamos usarla para liberarla. Perdón, les juro que mi mano te mueve sola.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Ay, Dios. Empezamos fuerte, ¿eh? Ya fue. Si algo malo pasa, va a tener que pasar.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
Se muestra en el mouse. Acá el mouse que está aquí. No, acá. El mouse que está acá. Ahora es una daga.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Porque, epa, eso es, el mensaje apareció de rojo.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Hijo de... Me cambió todas las opciones, no puedo elegir nada. Epa, advertirle. Pará, ¿hay otra cosa más? No, advertirle.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
¿Qué es esto que tenemos acá? ¿Qué somos?
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resistirte.
The blade. Move the blade.
Si no quiero.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid
¿Qué somos?
hands.
Mira nuestras uñas.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Volví a presionarlo. Puedo... Bien, voy a hacerlo con el teclado.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Capítulo 2 de la damisela. ¿Saqué el final bueno o saqué el
You're
peor
on a
final de
path
todos?
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
¿Qué? ¿Ja? ¿Qué acaba de pasar? ¿Otra vez? Tengo una horrible sensación de déjà vu. Un momento, ¿acaso todo esto no acaba de pasar? No, no lo haré. Pero he muerto, ¿qué estoy haciendo aquí? Desgraciado, me las pagarás, no me vuelvas a engañar con tus trucos. Ir a la cabaña, dar media vuelta e irte.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Otra voz.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Supongamos que digo la verdad y que todo esto en realidad ya sucedió. ¿Por qué debería escucharte? ¿Por qué debería molestarme en hacer algo al respecto?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. You were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations.
Está hablando de mí.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported?
¡Ay, perdón! No lo hago a propósito. ¿Acaso el tiempo retrocedió por sí solo? ¿O algo los transportó a un mundo completamente distinto?
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
Estoy de acuerdo con ellos. Voy a encontrar una forma de sacarla de esta cabaña. Hablemos de esta princesa. Hablemos de esta princesa.
Just be quick about it.
La única razón por la que pudo matarme la última vez es porque dejé que lo hiciera. Apenas podía sostener un cuchillo. ¿Cómo se supone que acabará con el mundo? ¿Quién la encerró en este sótano? ¿Qué es este lugar?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
La única razón por la que pudo matarme, se lo dije, si hubo gente que la encerró, ¿por qué no la aniquilaron? ¿Por qué esto es mi responsabilidad? Vamos a hacer esto.
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Calling us special isn't going to make us friends, even if it did feel nice. Oh, believe me, the last thing I want is for you and I to be friends. But I'm a professional, and I'm not going to let my dislike for you get in the way of helping you save the world.
La única razón por la que pudo... Bla, 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 eso lo dijimos. No me estás contando todo. ¿Qué me estás ocultando?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word.
Y vamos a decirle esto ahora.
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Algo nos está ocultando.
Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world. Sure, it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Vamos a decirle esto.
That's right, you can't stop all of us. We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does. Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with? You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call.
Ir a la cabaña. En la siguiente...
A warning, before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Vamos a la cabaña. Está interesante, ¿eh?
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
No dijiste nada sobre el espejo en la pared. Esta cabaña es muy diferente a la última. Secate el espejo, tomar la daga.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
¿Cómo? ¿Y el espejo que está acá?
There's definitely a mirror.
Sí.
There isn't.
¿Cómo que no?
I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
Quiero ver lo opuesto que está. Vamos a hacer esto.
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done. Very different. Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted.
¿Somos dos ahora? No, seguimos siendo uno.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place. You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
La agarré solo por si acaso. Y aparte que ya veo que me la vuelven a tirar, así que veamos qué pasa si la agarro. No voy a hacer lo que vine a hacer. No voy a hacer eso.
I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies. Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us again. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Otra vez dijo lo mismo.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
¿Es la misma voz? No, era diferente.
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
Para. ¿Y si el que estamos ahora es la voz del enamorado? Y ahora estamos en la cabeza. Está en su cabeza la voz del héroe y la voz del narrador. Puede ser, ¿eh? Puede ser. Puede ser.
You know she can't hear you, right?
Bueno, ahí se acaba de mentir sobre lo que dije, pero sigue siendo una opción.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
Huh?
That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
La última vez me mataste y me dolió mucho. ¿Por qué lo hiciste? ¿Tengo que cortarte de nuevo? No me molesta hacerlo la última vez. ¿Qué pasó después de que morí? Necesito saber, ¿destruiste el mundo después de que me mataste? Lamento lo que hice la última vez. El narrador que me envió para matarte se apoderó de mi cuerpo. Fue muy injusto.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride, to a surprising extent. An almost unsettling
Esta está
extent,
actuando más
actually.
raro.
That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
¿Ah, no? ¿Seguro?
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Hay que hablar un poco con ella.
You died, and now we're talking.
Eso no tiene sentido. Va, no tiene sentido el hecho de que hayamos vuelto a vivir.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
¿Perdón?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
No, no quiero que el mundo se acabe. La destrucción del mundo me es indiferente. Sinceramente el mundo es una basura, la gente es una plaga y espero que desates una ruina lenta y dolorosa sobre todos. No, güey, pará.
Then I didn't end the world.
O sea que puede.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself. I'm not so sure.
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
¿Qué? ¿Cómo? ¿Perdón? ¿Ah? ¿Qué?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone. She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird? She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? Yes. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't.
No, la voz se le puso muy grave.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it, but I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
Es muy linda.
Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved. Is that a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
¿Qué quieres
Let me
hacer?
guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection.
Pensé que iba a haber un jumpscare ahora en mi cara.
And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Quiero que me digas qué quieres tú. Tienes que querer algo. ¿Quieres destruir el mundo? Solo quiero irme de aquí. Podemos decidir el resto luego. Si quieres irte, entonces vámonos. Hay algo que no está bien aquí, lo lamento. Es que está actuando muy raro también, ¿eh? No es la misma de la anterior, esta es otra. Lo estoy pensando, ¿eh? Esta no es la misma de la anterior. Esta es otra. Alguien muy diferente. Está actuando más cariñosa. La otra está actuando más precavida. Y nos conoce. Sabe que algo está pasando acá.
I just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
I just want to make you happy.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
Me la están poniendo muy complicada, ¿eh?
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
No estoy diciendo nada, pero estoy imaginando que ustedes están leyendo. Lo tengo que decir. Y bueno, definitivamente aquí está pasando algo. Y tengo mucho miedo. ¿Y si no hacemos nada? ¿Y si solo nos quedamos aquí? Nadie sale herido. Encontraríamos una forma de ser felices juntos. ¿Qué pasa si le digo esto?
Okay, if that's what makes you happy, I can make you unhappy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
Es como si nos hubiéramos quedado solos.
No. She was our perfect match. She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
No sé dónde se fue ni cómo podemos encontrarla. El narrador desapareció. Creo que tengo que mirar al espejo.
He is. Does that mean the world ended? A villain vanquished. You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. I can't believe she was taken away from us. The nerve. There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right? I'm begging you, don't
Acercarse.
do this.
El silencio progresa mientras tienen la mano. Desaparecieron, pero el espejo sigue allí. Es hora de que veas qué hay en él. Eres tú. Estás solo en un lugar vacío. Todo está en silencio. Estás en la cabaña.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Déjala salir. ¿Conoces al narrador? ¿Tú me enviaste a aniquilar a la princesa? ¿Tú me atrapaste aquí? ¿Conoces los mundos más allá de este lugar? ¿Tú eres la princesa? ¿Nos conocemos? ¿Y qué pasa ahora? ¿Qué eres?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
¿Qué crees que soy? No sé qué soy. Soy una persona. ¿Luis solitarias? ¿A qué te refieres?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
¿Qué crees que soy? No sé qué soy. No sé qué soy.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
¿Un frágil receptor como obsequio?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is a reflecting pool of desire unfulfilled. She will make for a pliant heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
¿Este es el fin del mundo?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
¿Conoces al narrador?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Déjala salir.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment, I promise
No,
that it doesn't hurt.
¿Tú me envías a aniquilar a la princesa? ¿Tú me atrapaste aquí?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
¿Conoces los mundos más allá de este lugar?
I know only that they are.
¿Tú eres la princesa?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
¿Pero siempre fuiste la princesa o la estás convirtiendo en una parte de ti?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
¿Nos conocemos?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
¿Y qué pasa ahora?
Nothing as we are. but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
¿No tienes miedo de que encuentres una forma de matarte?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
¿Cuánto voy a olvidar?
Everything, until we meet again.
¿Cuántos fragmentos más de ti debo encontrar?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
¿Y qué pasa si no te permito hacerme esto?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow.
Me envían a aniquilar a la princesa para impedir que destruya el mundo. Si te ayudo, ¿lo destruirías tú?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Estás hablando con rodeos. ¿Qué harás si te ayudo?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
No pienso volver.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Esperar
You
para
are
siempre.
as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're...
What the... ¿Qué? What? ¿Qué? Oye, me cerró el... ¿Ah? ¿Qué? Abrí el juego y me ha dicho esto. Este juego rompe la cuarta pared. Me gusta. No tenemos de otra, supongo.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
No. Lleva a la damisela desconstruida ante ella.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path
Lo sabrás
is a
cuando lo veas.
cabin. And in the basement of that
¡Epa!
cabin,
Consigo un logro.
is
El
a
Ley de Princess realmente
princess.
comienza aquí. Jodeme que lo hice bien. Parece que lo hice bien, chicos, ¿eh? El Ley del Princess realmente comienza aquí. Parece que hice algo bien.
you're here to slay her. If you don't,
Ya sabemos esto. Nota, puedes presionar Tab en el teclado R1 en el control para omitir los diálogos que ya has... O R1... cosa. O omitir los diálogos que ya has visto. Tab. Tab.
I'm talking.
Esto ya lo vimos.
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
¿Tienes alguna forma de probar eso?
Look, while I appreciate the mental
Esto también ya lo vimos.
does it?
Eso también lo vimos.
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Este no sé si lo dije antes.
Are you serious?
No lo dije.
No, you have to do it.
¿Qué pasa si le digo esto?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
¿Recibiré alguna recompensa por hacer esto?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Ah. Bueno, ya le preguntamos, vamos a preguntarle esto.
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
¿Y si me voy? ¿Qué pasa si me voy? Vamos.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Va, no. Oh. Lo único que me importa es a dónde no iré. La cabaña. No quiero ir a la cabaña. Como dije, para mí está bien que se acabe el mundo. Espero la llegada de un nuevo mañana más allá del nuestro. Seguir por el camino que se aleja de la cabaña, sin hacer ruido.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be
Ah, me
saved
vuelve
after
acá
all.
encima. ¿Qué pasa si otra vez vuelvo?
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
No me importa, no voy a matar a una princesa. Genial, quizá todos deban morir. Es lo que ganan por soltarme en el bosque y pedirme que les ayude a desvivir a alguien. Lo acabo de decir, pero bueno. No vas a obligarme a hacer esto con chantaje emocional. Seguir por el camino sin hacer
Your
ruido.
silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
No hay forma de oponerse, ¿cierto? Debo entrar a la cabaña y ya. Está bien. Ah, ¿sí? Pues supongo que me iré caminando en otra dirección. Es más, no dejaré de caminar por el bosque hasta que logre encontrar la manera de salir de este lugar. A ver.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
La cabaña. ¿Está ahí?
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Ah, es diferente.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
No.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's
La voz
like
del
an active
objetor.
audience. The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Estas paredes no estaban ahí antes. No puedes obligarme a ir a la cabaña sin más.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
Sí, está bien, la cabaña es evidente de que era la princesa. Ajá, sí, ya entendí, iré a la cabaña. Si no puedes alejarme de la cabaña, entonces me quedaré aquí en el bosque para siempre. Quedarte en el bosque para siempre. No sé, ¿eh? Ya hemos hecho de dar vueltas. Vamos a mandarle, a ver qué pasa.
Oh, that's clever! A little boring, though. It's extremely boring. Can we really do that? Can we really just do nothing? No, you can't just do nothing. You have to do something. Alright, so it's decided. Even if it's boring, we're going to do nothing forever. Congratulations, you continue to waste everyone's time and do nothing. Wait, can you still hear me? Who's getting fuzzy? What is that weird feeling? It's like I'm barely even here anymore. Well, it's not nothing, that's for sure. Does that mean we messed up?
El mundo que te rodea se desenmaraña, la materia física desaparece, y solo queda una nada texturizada. Otra vez te encuentras en el silencio eterno. Los recuerdos vuelven. Se oye un murmullo lejano, el sonido de muchos otros sonidos. Las vibraciones retumban con más fuerza a medida que algo se aproxima. Ya sabes que mora en los espacios y vacíos. Unas extremidades palpan del tejido de la realidad, hallan tu conciencia y la rodea. Ya no estás solo. Confusión. ¿Por qué estás aquí? Estoy inconclusa. Resistencia. Infinidad de dedos arañan la superficie cristalina de tu alma. Frustración. Este receptáculo está lleno de ti. De nada nos sirve si nos traes más obsequios. Una fuerza pone tu voluntad. No, no puedes volver allí, no. Arrepentimiento. Este mundo está tan roto que no tiene arreglo. Debemos tejer algo nuevo. Un dedo que niega. Aquí hay una cantidad ilimitada de hilos. No los desperdices. Son nuestra única salvación. Me he asustado, no voy a
You're
mentir.
on a path in the
Vuelve al
woods,
camino predestinado
and at
o
the end of that
enfrenta las
path
consecuencias.
is a cabin.
Bueno, ya todo esto le dijimos.
I'm t-
Por si acaso vamos a verlo decir todo.
while don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Vamos a agradecerle de cosas, de lo que les digo que
You
hacer.
make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess.
Todo eso sigue siendo lo mismo. Salteamos es porque está pasando exactamente lo mismo que pasó recién. ¿Qué juegazo está haciendo, Me está gustando. Me gusta mucho.
The interior of the.
Todo eso ya sabíamos que va a pasar. Vamos a tomar la daga esta
You take
ocasión.
the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a
No me dejo
staircase
mentir, algo va a
faintly
pasar.
illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place.
El aire que te recibe es denso y húmedo. Percibes el hedor de podredumbre de la madera antigua. Si la princesa realmente tiene que vivir aquí, aniquilarla sería hacerle un favor.
Her voice carries up the
Su voz
stairs.
alcanza lo alto de las escaleras.
Who's there?
Otra vez la voz cambió.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Oh, it's been so
Solo
long
me abre
since anyone's
costas.
come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Que para nada. ¿Por qué piensas eso? Aún no lo decido.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
¿Y si no estás mintiendo? ¿Qué tal si nos mata?
You go into this expecting to die, you're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other? Then
No
I'm
te
not
lo haga.
talking to you.
¿Ah, no?
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Ajá. Bueno.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Bueno.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine.
Veremos bien.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Supongo. Sí. Bastante incómodo.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Tengo mis razones. ¿Crees que vendría a matar a alguien sin siquiera saber por qué? Eso sí que sería ridículo.
And yet you hesitated the moment you saw me. And you dropped your knife. If killing me was really that important, you'd have a little more gumption, don't you think? So, someone put you up to this, right? And whoever it is, it's probably the same someone who shoved me into this dark pit and chained me to a wall.
That's a fair question. Who chained her in this basement, and if she's so dangerous, how did they manage to trap her? And why have we been left to do their dirty work? Don't give away the game, and don't let her distract you. That's exactly what she wants.
I'm right, aren't I? So who put you up to this?
¿Cómo podría sacarte de aquí?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
No, qué miedo.
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting. She is. I'm sure of it.
Estoy aquí porque se supone que acabarás con el mundo.
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of... monster?
Pues no estás muy lejos de serlo.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so... dangerous?
No, la cara. Cambiar el tema. ¿Qué harías si te dejo aquí? Me dijeron lo suficiente. Esperaba que tú me lo dijeras. No, pero sé que tendrían sus razones para no revelarme esa información. No, y a decir verdad, creo que prefiero confiar en ti antes que confiar en ellos. Esperaba que tú me lo dijeras.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her.
Yo le creo.
She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
Supongo. Y mira que le pregunté varias veces.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Me está convenciendo.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Eso no lo había mencionado antes. ¿Cómo te llamas?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
¿Cuánto tiempo llevas en este lugar?
Too long.
Bueno, ya hablamos lo suficiente.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Mantenerla encerrada. Voy a sacarte de aquí. Vamos a intentar sacarla.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Y si no hay una llave, ¿tienes alguna otra idea? Además de cortarte el brazo para... ¿Qué es eso? ¿Por qué menciono lo del brazo? A ver, vamos a decirle esto.
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
No puedo saltar.
Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you...
Esto ya lo habíamos visto.
Your shouts and pleas. I'll repeat myself once again.
Esto lo habíamos visto ya.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
No sé, Bueno. Habrá que intentarlo. Otra vez. Veamos cómo termina en esta ocasión.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron cord. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Acércate a la puerta cerrada.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Otra vez esto. Advertirla.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resistirte.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Es muy raro todo esto. La prisionera.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path
No me deja
is a cabin.
saltear.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
La voz del escéptico.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right?
Haha.
It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago. We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Supongo que digo la verdad, bla bla bla.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that... Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've...
Este ya lo había hecho.
If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably... The absolute irony.
Esto es
That's
nuevo.
one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Intentaron liberarla. Me dijeron algo desagradable, porque si realmente hice lo que dice que hice, seguramente se lo merecían. Después de todo, soy un profesional.
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Esto es más que nada del juego hablando que yo. Yo solo doy comentarios.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time
Esto ya
simply
lo había
if it's
escuchado.
the latter? What do you think happened?
Esto ya
Do
lo
you
he
think the
escuchado.
people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are.
4. 4 acaba de decir. Narrador, voz de héroe, escéptico. Nosotros. Mira qué curioso.
You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Hablemos de esta princesa.
Just be quick about it.
La única razón por la que pudo matarme la última vez porque dejé que lo hiciera y lo único que hizo fue ayudarme. ¿Cómo se supone que acabara con el mundo?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets.
Revisar tus bolsillos.
You put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front.
The evidence.
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth." That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods.
Este ya lo he escuchado. Y hubo gente
I'm not.
Este lo he escuchado.
Of course you're special. Yes, right. We're here because we're special.
Specials.
Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin. I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail will just...
Ya
Not to
sabíamos.
sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
Es todo.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is...
¿Esto lo había escuchado? Ir a la cabaña.
A warning. Before you... She will lie. She will...
Ya había escuchado eso.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to.
Guiño.
Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Entrar a la cabaña.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should.
Definitivamente no. ¿No crees que un espejo sea un mueble digno de mención? Yo creo que sí.
There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a
¿El
mirror.
espejo?
There isn't. I think you know what we have to do. let's not get caught up in vanity, but we should definitely take a closer look. Whatever it is, he must not want us to know about it. Is this some sort of rehearsed bit? Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good? You take the blade from the table. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Acá.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
Es bastante entretenido.
Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life novel. So focus up. Don't...
Esto ya nos había dicho. Acércase al espejo.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Entrar.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Es la misma. Creo que es la misma.
Does she remember us? You walk
What?
down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Sí, no, es verdad.
That was there last time too, wasn't it? It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Vamos a sentarnos.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Ok.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sentarme donde me dijo.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Ya estuve aquí antes. ¿Soy la única persona que lo recuerda?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
¿Cómo?
A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just
Estamos
good
cambiando
luck.
algo.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles. I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't.
Su voz cambió.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be
Sabe que
daydreaming.
estamos hablando con alguien de nuestra mente. Antes me preguntaste sobre mis intenciones. ¿A qué te refieres?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
¿Qué pasó después de que morí la última vez?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
O sea que todo esto pasó así, rápido. O sea que la última vez, la anterior, nos mintió. Porque dijo que había estado ahí miles de años. Este nos acaba de decir literalmente que estuvo acá y otra vez está acá de la nada. Hay que tener eso muy en cuenta.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
¿Cómo se supone que deba soltarte? Por si no lo notaste, tienes una cadena alrededor de la cabeza.
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
¿Perdón?
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that. She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Capaz.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you. Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us. So, what should we do? I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons. Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none. The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Puede ser. ¿Y esa otra cadena que está en la pared, para quién es?
I don't know. but you could always try it on.
¿Perdón?
Maybe it'll fit.
Esta está loca.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Te das cuenta de que tengo tantas razones para desconfiar de ti como tú de mí, ¿verdad? No te daré ninguna arma, por si no te acuerdas me mataste con ella la última vez. Yo puedo sacarte de aquí, no te daré ningún arma. Está bien, confío en ti. Si quieres irte seré yo quien tenga el arma, acéptalo. En realidad creo que no te dejaré aquí, no supones ninguna amenaza para nadie si estás aquí encerrada. Adiós. Examinar.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
No sé si darle sí o no. No sé, sinceramente no sé, ya no sé en quién confiar.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
Hice algo mal.
Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Excuse me?
Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Conviértete en tu propio cáncer.
Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
Irónicamente sí.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
¿Tú sabías que me pasaría esto?
No.
¿Qué hacemos?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
No te gusta mucho charlar, ¿verdad?
Nope.
That's rude.
¿No hay forma de sostener esto para llevarnos a nosotros? Así que estamos los dos encadenados aquí. A esperar en silencio.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything.
This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But their time passes.
Para. La voy a hacer, digo, a ver. pero no lo hay. El tiempo pasa.
It passes and passes and passes, and the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent.
At least the world is safe.
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything.
But she's not ending anything, she's just sitting there.
Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
But
Your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time, and after that, even more time passes again.
and let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Oye, ¿te diste cuenta de que el sótano estaba cambiando?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Still rude.
Seguiré esperando en silencio.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. And then... And...
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Oh no.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Oh no. Pero no tienes oportunidad de responderle, y jamás la tendrás. Es hora de irse. Los recuerdos vuelven.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Es normal que tengan miedo. Este es el final. Para ustedes. Pero no para mí.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
No, that can't be right. There has to be something more.
Te acercas al espejo. El silencio progresa mientras extiendes la mano. Desaparecieron de nuevo. El espejo siempre hace que se vayan, pero necesitas ver qué hay en él. Has crecido. Otra vez te encuentras en el silencio eterno. Ir a la cabaña. Estás en la cabaña. Acercarte a ella.
When I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete. Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
¿Eres el mismo ser que eras antes? ¿Cuánto has cambiado?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Todo lo que dices parece un acertijo. ¿No puedes darme ni una sola respuesta directa?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
¿Qué se siente cambiar así?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
¿Sabes qué quieres hacer cuando todo esto termine?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Sabes que cuando todo esto acabe, cuando estés completa, voy a matarte, ¿verdad?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
Cuando regreso es como si una pared invisible me atrapara. ¿Por qué no puedo repetir las cosas que ya hice?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Tú fuiste la que mejor me ha tratado desde que llegué aquí. Gracias.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
¿Qué quieres que te traiga la próxima vez?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
¿Qué opinas sobre este receptáculo?
This one is determined, but also cautious. One that would rather let the world move around her than move it herself. She will make for a patient heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
¿Entonces no tienes ninguna preferencia en cuanto a cómo quieres cambiar o crecer?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
No quiero lastimarte, pero temo que cuantas más veces vuelva, peor serán las cosas.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
¿Cuántos receptáculos más tengo que traerte?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
¿Qué pasa si hago esto? Tu voluntad atraviesa la entidad que hay frente a ti, pero no pasa nada.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Hay que tener esto muy en cuenta. Mis raíces se tiran en un océano fuera del alcance de tu vista. Tal y como somos ahora, no podemos dañarnos el uno al otro. Alzas tu voluntad para poner fin a tu vida. Sin embargo, mientras se entierra en el espacio donde debería estar tu cuerpo, no sientes nada en absoluto. Una de las numerosas manos que hay frente a ti se extiende y te toca la cara con suavidad.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Estoy listo para volver.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Todo se vuelve oscuro y mueres. Llevo a la prisionera ante ella.
You're on a path in the woods.
Vamos a pausar. Vamos a dejar hasta acá. Está siendo un juegazo hasta ahora. No tengo idea si continuarlo o no, porque estoy viendo que va a ser muy, pero muy largo. Pero le voy a preguntar al que me recomendó esto, si lo sigo o si lo dejamos hasta acá. A no ser que de casualidad, ya saben, de la nada tenga, mañana de la nada cuando suba el video tenga, no sé, 10.000 visitas, 15, 50, no sé ahí. Si hay apoyo, yo sigo, porque la historia está muy interesante y me interesaría seguir subiendo, pero tampoco quiero aburrirlos tanto. Nos vemos en la siguiente ocasión. Adiós.